Hello, I'm Rachel Bath, a researcher at the Canadian Council on Rehabilitation and Work, or CCRW. In this video, I'll introduce an ongoing project we're working on called Roadmap to Inclusion. First, however, a quick introduction to CCRW. We're a national nonprofit promoting equitable employment for persons with disabilities. Our research team, of which I'm a member, supports CCRW's services, advocacy, and operations. We engage the disability community, amplify job seeker voices, generate new knowledge about disability and work, and move it into practice for job seekers, employers, and advocates. Right now, CCRW's research team is working on a project called Roadmap to Inclusion, building frameworks to advance employment equity for persons with disabilities in Canada and all G7 countries. We know that employment is a key driver of economic security and social inclusion, yet many persons with disabilities in Canada remain underemployed, unemployed, or otherwise excluded from meaningful work. This exclusion directly contributes to disability poverty by limiting access to the financial security, benefits, services, and autonomy that employment can provide. Canada has committed to advancing inclusive employment for persons with disabilities through Article 27 of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. This article affirms the right to work on an equal basis with others. In practice, this means Canada is working toward a labor market where persons with disabilities have equitable access to meaningful, accessible, and inclusive employment opportunities. But a major challenge is how we measure inclusion. The disability community is so diverse, yet we lack standardized intersectional metrics. Without these, it's hard to track progress towards employment inclusion, identify gaps, or hold systems accountable. Most existing tools focus narrowly on employment rates, missing key dimensions like job quality, workplace accessibility, and intersectional experiences. Roadmap to Inclusion aims to change that. This 3-year project, funded by Accessibility Standards Canada, will develop a comprehensive intersectional strategy and measurement framework for employment inclusion in Canada. We're identifying key dimensions like job satisfaction, accessibility, and intersectional inclusion that reflect what meaningful employment truly looks like for persons with disabilities. While Canada is our focus in this project, we're taking an international lens to the project as a whole. We're analyzing strategies and frameworks from G7 and EU countries to identify best practices and common indicators worldwide. This global evidence will help us design a framework that's rigorous, adaptable, and impactful, supporting accountability and driving progress in Canada and beyond. Our first step in the project is a scoping review. We're mapping existing strategies and tools across G7 and EU countries to identify gaps and emerging themes. This will lay the foundation for a framework that reflects diverse disability communities and addresses key data challenges. Early findings from the scoping review show 3 major points. First, many countries lack validated frameworks to measure employment inclusion. Even where frameworks exist, data collection is often limited, and there's a lack of harmonized benchmarks across countries. Finally, intersectionality is rarely considered, despite its importance in understanding how social factors like gender, race, and ethnicity shape employment experiences. Ultimately, measuring employment inclusion isn't just about numbers, it's about accountability. It helps us identify exclusion and is a vital step in eliminating disability poverty. A robust, intersectional framework can ensure that policies meant to drive employment inclusion for persons with disability lead to real, tangible outcomes. Thanks for watching. Feel free to contact me, Rachel Bath, at rbath@ccrw.org to learn more or share your thoughts. Bye now.